Phil freaking Collins. That's right, the bald bard of Great Britain, the high priest of heartache, the patriarch of pity parties, the duke of divorce, the grand poobah of get out of here. You, man, I was really on a roll too. You know the stages of grief? It's the different stages that you go through when you lose somebody in death, you have a faith transition, or when your wife suddenly leaves you for a karate instructor. I found that Phil Collins not only has a song for every single one of those phases, but he will heal your soul.
You like Phil Collins? I've got 2 ears and a heart, don't I?
Let's break it down. Did you know that nearly 70% of divorces are filed by women? And the majority of the men who get divorces are genuinely surprised when they're served papers? I know I was. I had no idea. Totally blindsided. Now, that doesn't mean that women are super sneaky or anything like that. It just means that men have a way of being completely oblivious to their situation. So many people say, how could you be surprised? Haven't you noticed how unhappy I was? And the answer is often, no. It's very hard for a lot of people to understand. But you know who does understand? Phil. Phil gets it. Phil was a super workaholic with his band Genesis, and he was away on tour a lot. That's why when he was faced with divorce, he didn't see it coming, and he had a hard time believing it. The clinical term for that is denial. If you've been in this phase, there's a song for that. Groovy kind of love. This is a man who has not come to grips with what's going on. Wouldn't you agree? Baby, you and me, we got a groovy kind of love. It's not a problem. It's just a groovy kind of love. Wouldn't you agree? Wouldn't you? Another song that really gets the point across that he was downplaying the problem. Something happened on the way to heaven.
How many times can I say I'm sorry?
How many times can I say I'm sorry? You can run and you can hide, but I'm not leaving unless you come with me. We've had our problems, but I'm on your side. We can salvage this. Come on, let's dance. But of course, he's wrong, which breeds a lot of resentment and leads to anger. Remember how I was saying that Phil Collins was a workaholic and he was gone a lot? When he was touring all around the world, he was pretty much neglecting his wife and kids. But with his singular mindset, he was thinking, hey, what is she complaining about? I'm giving her lots and lots and lots of money. Sure, she's going to understand that I'm gone all the time, right? Nope. Turns out leaving your family for long periods of time and just sending them money is not a recipe for success. Neither is leaving your wife alone with a very handsome interior decorator. Woo! That backfired. Quite famously, Phil was cheated on. Alone, on his own, and he was pissed. He sat at the piano and without thinking, he made this string of consciousness that turned into a #1 hit. People just think of this song as a banger, which it is. But if you look at the lyrics, you can see there's some really deep-seated anger there. Well, if you told me you were drowning, I would not lend a hand. Woo! Phil! That's dark. I was there and I saw what you did. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. So you can wipe off that grin. I know where you've been. It's all been a pack of lies. Holy crap. That's an angry boy. And then, of course, there's this iconic moment. Dang it, that's a good song. Oh, but that's not the only song he wrote while he was super duper pissed. You ever break up with someone and they say, I hope that we can be friends. And you're like, no, we can't. I opened my soul to you. Do you know how rare that is? And you took a dump all over it. No, we can't be friends. Stop being, no, don't be nice to me. Phil's got a song for that too.
Well, you have no right.
You have no right to ask me how I feel. You have no right to speak to me so kind. That's right, Phil, you build those walls, man. In other words, get out of my life, you monster. I'm telling you, man, Phil is your dude. He's got you. Now, once you've gone through denial and then you're super duper angry, next you may find yourself in this phase called bargaining. Maybe you can make a deal. Let's talk this out. Let's not get rash. There's no need for paperwork here. Come on, you and me, let's work this out. I'll cut off my fingers if you think that's sexy. Is that sexy? Where's some scissors? I've been there. Know who else has been there? Against All Odds is the quintessential breakup pity song, pathetically begging for her to give him another chance.
Take a look at me now.
Well, there's just an empty space, and there's nothing left here to remind me, just the memory of your face. I told you, man, Phil keeps it real, especially for a dude. It's far more common for after a divorce for a lady to have a whole bunch of friends and a support system. But for many guys, our only best friend is our wife. And so when that's gone, men become very, very alone. Like this. How can you just turn and walk away when all I can do is watch you leave? You're the only one who really knew me at all. Woo! See what I mean? This dude gets it. Phil has felt things. He has been through stuff.
One more night. Give me one more night.
For the longest time, I thought this song was about him just begging for another chance to get back together. But upon further inspection of the lyrics, it turns out that he's mostly just hitting up his ex for a booty call. Still relatable. Next comes the granddaddy of them all, depression. This is the phase where you only wear sweatpants and you haven't showered in a while and you find yourself crying in the middle of a Walmart for no reason. Usually this phase involves sitting in the dark and either drinking, doing drugs, or eating an entire bucket of chicken for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'll let you guess which coping mechanism was mine. Phil has the songs to help you get through it.
But I cannot turn back the years.
This is a man who realizes that he screwed up and time machines aren't real, so he's screwed. Perfect love was all you wanted from me, but I cannot turn back the years. Oh, boy. You ever get so sad you feel like ugly crying in a rainstorm? Me neither. That's dramatic, right? It's stupid. I wouldn't. But hypothetically, if you wanted to do something like that, Phil got you.
Yes, I wish you would rain down on me.
That's right. Just let it out. Let those teardrops fall, buddy. But I know in my heart of hearts, I know I'm never gonna hold you again. Ooh, boy. Ah! Woo! Dang! See, now I want chicken again. I know from experience, the only way to get through it is to get through it. You can't run away from it. You can't dull yourself with food or liquor or 17 family-sized bag of M&Ms. Again, don't ask. And after you've gone through all of those different phases, and by the way, they don't have to be in order. Sometimes you'll redo those phases over and over again. There is one phase at the end that is the best, and that's acceptance. Acceptance is when you are done running away from the problem. You're done being angry.
I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore.
You've made peace with the fact that people will always hate you and believe lies about you, but you have to move on and you're fine. That's because you know that you can beat your head against the wall as much as you want, but it won't change the fact that
That's the way it is.
preach it, Phil. Just the way it is, Phil. Don't stress out about the stuff that you can't change. Just learn from this and move on. Some people will say that the only way to get over someone is to get under somebody else. Those people are idiots. Tell them, Phil.
You can't hurry love. No, you just have to wait.
I'm telling you, words of wisdom, man. You just cannot beat Sir Phil Collins. Wait, is he a sir? He hasn't been knighted. Sure, they make Ringo a knight, but not Phil Collins. Phil Collins is a better drummer than Ringo. I said what I said. If anybody in the royal family is watching this, don't you think it's time that England had See what I did there?